Shadid Vatsaev coming out representing Frontline, coming off 2 wins. So he's 2-1, lost his debut, since then had 2 wins, 1 by decision and 1 by submission. Very, very polished is Shadid Vatsaev. Just does everything really well. You know, you can see wrestling, striking, jiu-jitsu, a variety of techniques, and always really calm as well. It's in all 3 of his fights. Very composed, very calm, and of course, representing the Norwegian monsters, Frontline. Frontline, one of the best gyms in the world, putting out incredible fighters that are on pretty much every promotion on the planet, and almost winning a lot of them. And that's the reason why Shadid Vatsaev is that good. And powerful beard as well. Like a little beard. Good look. Now, if you haven't been to a ballerina show, I can highly recommend it. And you're like, no, he's biased. No, let me explain. We are, #1, Europe's best amateur mixed martial arts promotion. You will see up-and-coming talent, some of the best guys in the world.
And his opponent entering the back ring cage into the blue corner. Make some noise for Mudrik, Mohamed.
And you will also see the best action, the best up-and-coming fighters. And you go to a battle, so someone told me they had a box at the last UFC London, right? Very wealthy man told me this, not me. He paid £20,000 for a viewing box at the O2 to watch UFC London. Now, you can come here, have a normal seat, and you can see those normal seats in the background of our camera shot. £30. And you have the most incredible view of the action. It is literally right in front of you, and it's such a different feeling. You go to a big show, it's like watching a movie. You come to a venue like this, you're watching amateur fighters. They have a day job. They're not doing this for millions of pounds. They're not doing it for social media followers. They're doing it for the love of the game, because they love fighting, right? That's who you get to watch if you come to a ballerina show. So, we have shows all over the country. Get yourself to a ballerina show. You will not be disappointed. The best fighters, the best action.
Make some noise for Shadid Vatsaev. And from the fighter in the blue corner, weighing 66.2 kilograms, representing Cuba Gym. Make some noise for Mudrik, Mohamed.
Here we go, we have Shadid Vatsaev in the red corner, Mudrik Mohamed in the blue. Vatsaev's being very cautious, keeping his hands nice and high, looking for that guard. Taking his time, choosing his moments. Oh, both fighters landed then. Carsten, I had a question for you.
Yes.
Our man Mudrik Mohamed there, he's got Andre Winner in his corner, UFC veteran. How much confidence does that give you, having such a high-level fighter coaching you?
Massive amounts of confidence, especially because Andre is still very active. So he'll be in the gym, he'll be training with the guys, he'll be sparring with the guys. So they know they're getting really good training as well as really good experienced coaching.
Yeah, but that's also up against the Apex gym. And I also think Shadid did some training at Frontline as well. And one of the things we've seen before is there's such a good... Those Norwegians, they got their wrestling down.
Yeah.
And he seems to just... this has always been his game plan. This is how he's won his last 2 fights, with smothering people, tying up legs. And he's also very calm when he wrestles. You see some people, like in our last fight, they're kind of forcing the takedown, using a lot of energy. And Shadid Vatsaev looks like he's at the library reading a book.
He does. He looks like that from the moment he gets here to the moment he finishes the fight. He's just very cool, calm and collected, and it shows. His wrestling's patient. Like you say, he's got patient wrestling. Not like in the last fight, it's very frantic style wrestling. He's very patient, very methodical with his wrestling.
So here, Carsten, what does that Andre Winner trained Mudrik Mohamed need to do to be able to get out of this awkward position being held against the cage?
Well, he needs to get his
I call you
right.
Steve again. No.
Steve again? No,
I
it's Carson
didn't.
this
I
time.
got it that time.
Yes. So, if I was coaching, I'd be telling him to get his right hip to the floor, try and base on his right hand, and then use the wall to walk up with, sideways on. But he needs to sort of like, he's flat on his back right now. Once you're flat on your back, there's nowhere really you can move. You need to get up onto a hip and then start posting and start working your way up.
Oh, he's trying to go out the back. Tev Planet style. Got the lockdown. He's trying to bring the leg over his head to a banana split position or electric chair. I don't think we've ever had one of those on Battle Arena. I'm not even sure it's legal, but I'll allow it. He used that to sneak out the back and get top position. Absolutely beautiful, unusual jiu-jitsu there.
That was an absolute great reversal. I hate that position. I get caught in it all the time. Well, I used to when I did jits, but not anymore.
Especially you got bad knees. Everyone hates that. You got someone with bad knees and they get someone lockdowns you. You just hate them instantly.
That's literally how my knee popped the last time it did.
Yeah, it's such an unusual escape. Usually you got to worry about digging that underhook, but get the lockdown, go out the other way. Very good jiu-jitsu. Vatsaev back to his feet. Just fairly predictable that he was just going to try and time a takedown and gets it. Oh, that's probably enough to take the round as well. I mean, 2 takedowns. There's a bit of an exclamation point when you slam him into his own corner.
Yeah, two takedowns, some good control with the first takedown until obviously we got that reversal. But we can see the game plan from both guys now. Mudrik wants to stay standing. I thought that might be the case of having somebody like Andre Winner in his corner. He's a very good boxer.
Yeah.
And very good at getting up afterwards, which we've already seen. And then obviously Shadid, we know what we're going to get with Shadid. He's very, very methodical with his wrestling. He likes to grind people out, work them on the floor. So it's definitely a striker versus grappler contest.
This is where the corner man can make such a difference. Andre Winner comes in and he goes, look, this is how he's setting up his takedowns. This is how I want you to react next time. And just the tiniest adjustment can mean that Vatsaev can't get the takedown, and it completely changes the look of this fight, because then we'll see Mohamed open up and start throwing those heavy hands that you're talking about. Here we go, round 2. Battle Arena brought to you by Supology and Power Grip Sports. How long before Vatsaev shoots?
I'm going to give it 8 seconds from now.
He always sounds really good. My old boxing coach used to say about shape and form. And that's what Vatsaev does as well. It's just good shape and form. He's just always in the right position. Always hands glued to his face. Elbows aren't sticking out. Good stance. Just correct. It's a weird thing to notice someone just stood correctly, but
but it's a good thing to spot, especially in this sport.
yeah, and the chin down thing is amateur MMA fighters. It seems to be that they always want to have their chin up. And he's so patient looking for that takedown. So patient,
Yeah. He waited for the right time to time it right, if that makes sense.
And I think we're going to see him drop down at some point and try and grab the legs. Or dig for an underhook maybe. And Mohamed needs to try and bring that right arm up. Get head position. And this is when I am commentating with Steve. This is the thing Steve obsesses about, is head position. And now we're seeing it from Mohamed. Now he's the one pressing his head in. And he's got the... Oh, he's lost it now. Vatsaev gets a takedown again.
That was a great little sort of like inside half Uchimata to a knee tap. It was beautiful.
Japanese sounds so good in your accent, by the way.
And that lovely Nottingham accent. Said no one ever.
See, I get people love my voice. Like, or hate it. Builders seem to hate me, but the girls like the posh Oxfordshire accent. Right, so we need to see Mohamed once again. I assume he's probably going to try and look for the same thing, the lockdown, because what he should be doing is his left arm, he should be digging an underhook. So he needs to get his left arm under the armpit of Vatsaev, but he's not doing that. He's actually getting an overhook. He's tying himself to him. He's got himself stuck, which is only really going to work if his plan to escape is that lockdown again, which it is, because he's reached back under the leg, and he does have the lockdown. Will he? No, he won't pull it off twice. That's the thing. The second time is always 10 times harder. They see it coming, They know what you're going to do. This is why you need to have many strings to your bow. This is why jiu-jitsu higher grades are always so much tougher, because they got a plan B.
Yeah, and a C and a D to go with it.
Sometimes.
So this is a really nice position though from Shadid. He's like, his head position's absolutely brilliant up against that chin. I talk about this quite a lot, and like you mentioned earlier, Steve, who normally commentates with you, he mentions the head position all the time. But that was really nice. The forehead straight on the chin line. It's basically holding him in position just with his head, which frees up both arms to either ground and pound or better his position.
And now he's got the underhook. It's just too little too late with 10 seconds left in the round. Beautiful work by Vatsaev. That's what he wants. He wants patient. He's patient when he's shooting for his takedown. He's patient when he's getting his takedown. And then when he's got dominant position on the floor, he's patient about his ground and pound. He's not overcommitting at any point, not blowing his gas tank, not rushing. He looks like he's had 10 fights.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very cool and calm, collected character, and that just shows when he fights. So 2 rounds to 0. Is that what you're going with?
You said it and then tried to get me to agree with you. I see that. I'm brave enough. I'm
not scoring at all today, which is great, because I hate judging.
Judging's the worst.
It's the worst thing ever. But I would probably say we're looking at 2-0.
Yeah, I think the first round was a bit closer.
Yeah.
But the big takedown at the end probably swung it for Vatsaev. But yeah, 2 rounds to 0, which, you know, it's tough.
Mudrik definitely needs a finish in this round, so let's see what he comes out with.
Now, interesting question for you, Carsten. You've done a lot of coaching. When your fighter is 2 rounds down, do you tell them or not?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm one of those type of. I tell them everything.
Yeah.
You know, if I think they're doing terrible, I'll tell them they're doing terrible. If I think they're doing great, I'll tell them they're doing great. But if they're down in a fight, I will tell them, and hopefully it sinks in just like that, and he starts going for it.
But this is also slightly playing into Vatsaev. He wants him to commit to shots so then he can time his shot underneath. It's quite hard to take someone down when they're not trying to throw power shots at you, because then they kind of react more different, react faster. The weight placement's different. But looks to me like Vatsaev's deciding to have a little kickboxing match for at least the first start of this round. He's landed a couple of heavy kicks. He's mixing it up. I mean, this could also be a sign of, you know, what's Vatsaev's career plans here. Is he coming in going, I want to get the win as fast as possible, or is he going, I want to try different looks, see how my striking feels, see how my footwork is, and my takedowns are always there when I need them?
That was really, really good takedown defense. It was a great entry again from Vatsaev, but this time
double underhooks.
Yes, Mudrik, he managed to get one, pull him up like the forklift style with the double underhooks, and now he's turned him, and now he's got the really good head position up against the side of the fence. I'd like to see him myself push away, get back in the center of the cage and use his hands, because what happened last time in this position is Shadid managed to reverse him and take him down from there.
Yeah, he did exactly what you said, Carsten, there. Just made the space, but kept the pressure on him, didn't give him too much room. Listening to his corner men. Superman punch. Always would love that. We never had a Superman punch KO on Battle Arena. That'd be great.
No, I don't think we have. Not a clean one anyway. Now Mudrik going for the little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, is that a strategic error? Because, I mean, he's shot in and he's giving Vatsaev an underhook. Kind of 50-50.
Yeah, again, I'd like to see him push away, because Shadid's so good at chaining things together. Straight away, he went for that sort of like Uchimata style throw straight into a double leg.
And that's the impressive thing about Vatsaev's wrestling, is he's got that chain wrestling where he can link 2 or 3 different takedown attempts. It's a bit like if you're boxing, instead of just throwing single power shots, you can get a 2 or 3 punch combination going. Your effectiveness goes up. And that's what we're seeing. Oh, lifted high into the Stoke sky.
Oh my God!
One of the biggest takedowns we've ever seen. Huge!
I think he slammed him into the side of the cage, not actually on the mat. That was incredible.
Well, I was just thinking that maybe this fight wasn't quite as exciting as the first 2 fights, but I'm wrong.
That wasn't a Superman punch, that was a Superman double leg.
Incredible, huge. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious which way the judges are going to go on this one, but
I would think so.
yeah, what a moment. What a
I better get
takedown.
back in there and do my thing.
Remember, Battle Arena is brought to you by Power Grip Sports, Supology, the Eric's Fight Gear, the Fisticuffs Podcast, Cat's Jolly Holidays, as well as others. Next up, we're going to be having Charlie Dando taking on Bobby Carter. A fight not to be missed. Make sure you stay tuned. Hello to everyone watching online. You can follow me. I'm on Instagram at Chris Fensom BJJ. That's F-E-N for Norman, S-O-M for mother, B-J-J. Chris Fensom BJJ. Give me a little follow. You want a shout out live on the pay-per-view? I do that. Just drop me a little Instagram DM and I'll give you a shout out. And let me know your fight tonight, what you've been enjoying. If you're happy with all the decisions.
So after 3 rounds of action here to go decision. And we have a split decision. For the fight off, in the red corner, Shadid, Vatsaev. And please respect your Mudrik, Mohamed.
Well, once again, Stevie Wonder is taking over judging duties here at Battle Arena. One of the judges is walking around with his Labrador, his white stick, his positive attitude. I have no idea how he could have scored that any other way. I mean, maybe one of the rounds was close. The first round. But absolute insanity. Usually I blame Mr. Marty Wolf, but he says he scored it correctly that time. So it's one of the other judges. It's the first time Marty Wolf scored a fight correctly. He knows I'm talking about him.